Hi guys, Heather here from Felt Mercantile for day 4 of our DIY Advent calendar. This is the 4th project that I have posted, so if you haven't seen them yet, feel free to go back a bit and check out the other 3. Today we are going to be making a felt gingerbread person. So before I let you know what materials we'll be using, don't forget to like this video if it provides you some value. Please comment and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas for future videos, because I don't mind going off script and helping you create something that you've been wanting to make for a while. And please subscribe, because you definitely want to be hitting that alert bell to make sure that you're getting all of these valuable videos. You'll be able to make toys for your kiddos for Christmas or decorations for your house. So all the info that I'm providing for you is just as my Christmas gift to you. So thank you from Felt Mercantile, and let's jump right in. So today for materials, you will be needing 2 cut pieces the same size of a gingerbread shaped. Just a gingerbread shape, yeah. So we'll be cutting 2 of those, and we'll be sewing them together with some tan thread. And I had made one earlier. I'll show you the finished product. This one here is embroidered. Embroidery is definitely not one of my favorite things to do, so I have decided for this tutorial to needle felt this cookie here. So if you'd like to learn how to do this, it's really, I just used a chain stitch and a satin stitch, so you can look those up on other tutorials if embroidery is your thing. We've got here my handy block with my needle felting needle. That's a fine point one there. And in my other video, I said that you could use a toothpick. This one is a little bit different detail-wise. Felting into the felt sheets does require something a little bit sharper. Normally, I don't think you'd be able to use just a regular needle as well, because you do need something that's barbed. I think there's some tutorials online on how to make your own, but these guys are pretty inexpensive at like a specialty craft store. And then we will also be using today some green and red wool roving, and last but not least, a bit of polyfill. Alrighty, so with our handy needle in hand, let's start our project. Okay, so we're going to start with our 2 pieces. I am just going to sew around the perimeter of this piece. I'm going to do a whip stitch, and I'm going to start here at the top corner of the head, work all the way around to the other side and stop here. So let's show you how we start. So I come in from the inside piece, then we get to hide our knot in the inside. So then we'll just come in from the bottom and out through the top. And you can continue to do that. You're also welcome to do a blanket stitch if you'd like, but I just prefer to do a whip stitch. I like the look of it a bit better. So you can find out tips about the whip stitch in other videos I've done. Please let me know if you have any questions or need any clarification. But I am just going to keep sewing around the perimeter, and I will catch up with you when we're done. Okay, I have finished whip stitching all the way around here, and I've left this part open so that we can stuff it. So I'm going to take my polyfill, start with a really small chunk. It's better to go like tiny bits at a time. I'm going to use my handy pokey stick, which is really just a chopstick that has now made itself a permanent residence in my craft room. So small bits at a time, just get those 2 bottom legs. Just think of it kind of like layering, just layering the pieces. We got his 2 little legs stuck, him or her or they. This cookie doesn't subscribe to any labels. Then we stuff his little tummy. So you want to do the arms next. This little person needs to have some sturdy arms. You don't want it too full, so it's not really bulky. You just want it to look a little bit puffed, like an actual cookie. Oops. So I never tie off, I always just keep going. Put my needle back on there. So we're just going to, I left the head empty because we're just going to whip stitch a little bit more of this to make it easier to close before stuffing the final piece. So just keep whip stitching around the outside. And if you guys have watched any of the other videos in this playlist, please, if you've made the projects, post pictures in the comments, or let us know what you liked about it, or if you had any questions. We also have a Facebook group that you can join and post your pictures there. Be happy to have you as part of our growing little community. And definitely subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, because we've got lots more videos coming. This is only day 4. So we're just gonna stuff the rest of his head. And once you've done that, just sew up the final bit. And with this one, after you're done whip stitching, it's always good if you're doing little, if there's sharp little corners like this, to do, I always do an extra whip stitch just right in the corner just to make it prominent and make sure that the corners really are closed, because sometimes a little space can stay open if you don't just take the time to put in that one extra stitch. Alright, so then we will close this off. Oops, did not leave myself much room here. But we get our loop. Do 1, 2, 3 with the thin thread. And pull that taut. I like to go slow when pulling it, because it can bunch up and loop sometimes, and then if you cut off your thread, you could be cutting into the thread that you've already sewn, and then that would mean your piece would start to unravel. So it's always a good idea just to take your time. Alrighty, so now I get my little needle felting block out here. I'm wondering, I don't think I need my thimble this time because I'm not going to get too close to my fingers. That is the plan anyways. So we'll start with the red. We'll give him little red buttons. So I just take a little piece of the red wool roving. You can get this at craft stores near you, or Wish if you have the time to order it. You know what? I can tell right now that I'm going to stab myself, so I'm going to get my thimbles out. I always have 2, just because I like, I like having the 2 because both my fingers get stabbed, let's be honest. All right, so this here, we're just needle felting this little ball into this ginger person's shirt here. You just want to do it enough times that that it sticks in there. Remember, it's probably best to do embroidery if you're using these as toys, but I like needle felting for decor. It's quicker. I kind of like the detail I can get on it. a little bit better. And if you notice, I was just off center there a bit, so I literally just pulled the piece more towards the center. So you have a little bit of wiggle room if it's not quite the way you like it. So that's stuck in there enough for my liking. If it's not a full circle, I guess you can see here in this piece, it's kind of like an oval shape. All I want to do is do one hard. You can do one hard push just to get the shape that you want. Alrighty, so I will do his 2 more buttons, and then maybe I will show you how I do the face. Alrighty, so I have finished doing his little red buttons here. I just wanted to show you why I think for kids' toys it's better to use the embroidery, because these are just decorations, they're just going on my tree. But when you do needle felt, you do get the polyfill pushing through the back, and then to fix that you can just give it a little trim. Like it's not, there we go, it's not, I know for me, if I was making this as a toy, I would enjoy not having that on the back. Like with the embroidery, you have a bit more room as to not be able to have the stuffing coming out on the back. So I will show you now how I do the face. I'm going to take a little bit of green roving, and oh, gotta take my thimbles off for this one. So just take a thin piece, and I'll fold it over and give it a little twist. And then what I do, actually I'm going to fold it over one more time, give it another twist, so we've got like a little strand. You can just start at the one side there for where you want the smile, and I just push once down or twice down really hard, and that'll start it for you. And then I can get my thimbles on, because this is a little fine detail that I may end up stabbing myself with. So we just want to push that down into the shape of a smile, and see, I can gather anything that's loose, pull it in towards my line that I want to make, and then just push down, and then all the way around. You can always just push the wool that you want to work towards where you want to push it in, and one hard push will give it a nice anchoring. And then to make the line thinner, you can just push down hard in the center of your line. That'll make it a bit thinner. And then we can always do some pushes on the outside just to give it more of a shape. You can always use a bit less wool if you want your line to be thinner. I just wanted mine to be a little thick to give that nice kind of like icing effect. So push that all down. The head's looking a little flat now. You can always shape that up a bit. And like I said, you can always kind of fix, see on this side I'm a little, it's a little lighter than on this side. I can just take the work I already have, kind of drag it over. Just drag it over and push it down to where I want it to go. So that is one trick when you're working with lines that you want to get a little thinner. So there we go. I will do his eyes. I will snip off the back here, and I'll show you the finished product in just a sec. All right, we are all done. There is our little ginger woman. Isn't she lovely? So now that we have this one, we've also got our embroidered one. So we've got the 2 different styles that you can make. This one I'm just going to be using for decor. I wouldn't use it for a children's toy just because the needle felting, it does save me a lot of time, mainly because I really don't enjoy embroidery. But It's not the greatest for kids' toys because you wash this, it's probably gonna, end up in a kid's mouth at some point, and these just come off quite easily. So needle felting for decor, and the embroidery I recommend for kids' toys. So thanks so much for watching, guys. You made it through day 4. Hopefully you've got 4 projects now that under your belt that you can gift to your kitties or decorate your house with. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up below. Don't forget to subscribe and click that alert button so that you are up to date with all of our December crafting videos. Thanks so much again, and from Felt Mercantile, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.